Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome back to DCTV. If you haven't been new around here, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the DCTV family and Houday Nation. And as always, get active in that comment section below. Follow me on the socials as well. Alright guys, it's been a while since we've done a video and not a stream. So, I know this is a different feeling.
Let me know how you guys like it.
Alright, you saw the title of today's video. Receiver 4 ? We have so many talented wide receivers on this roster. It is undoubtedly the best receiver core in all of football. I mean, debatable. We're talking all-time rosters. It's actually insane how much talent and even young talent at that is on this roster. But today specifically, we're talking about the receiver 4 position. Preseason football, we have a lot of guys balling out and making a name for themselves on this Cincinnati roster, and trying to compete outside the Migos. We all know we got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and there's a group of guys. There's undoubtedly everybody know those names. Tyler Boyd, one of the best slot receivers in the NFL as well with those guys. But what about Kendrick Pryor?
Who?
Kwame Lattiser.
Who?
Trent Taylor.
Who?
And Trent Irwin.
Who?
Those guys have been competing relentlessly for this receiver 4 position and all have pretty similar numbers heading into the season. And, let's talk about who I think is going to get the nod. So let's go ahead and get the man out the way that people think has the best chance of being receiver 4. And I'd say that's probably Kendrick Pryor at this time. The rookie out of Wisconsin, 24 years old, 5'11", 187, and he wears a jersey number 19. This kid's pretty special. Throughout preseason this year, he has 8 receptions, 117 yards, which is about just under 15 yards per reception, and a touchdown. The only guy in this group to have a touchdown in the preseason. Now, we do know Brandon Allen's his quarterback.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
In the rest of this group, so, airing the ball out hasn't, been the priority in preseason, really. But those are some really impressive numbers. And the 15 yards per reception is very important at that. So now let's talk about the other rookie in this group, and that's Kwame Lattiser. Kwame Lattiser also has 8 receptions, 96 yards, which is 12 yards per reception, and no touchdowns. So very similar numbers. And one play, jumps out to me, and that was at the last preseason game, which if you didn't, if you missed the play-by-play and the live watch party, what are you doing? Be there for the next one. But he missed a catch in the end zone for a 2-point conversion, which, he should have caught. Hit him right in his hands. He dropped it. Not the end of the world. It's a preseason game for a reason. But, it takes us back to last year in the preseason when Jamar Chase, oh my gosh, he's a bust. He's dropping all these balls in preseason. Look at him. He can't catch the ball.
I'm not going to lie. They had us. We weren't defeated, but they had us.
So, I don't know. I'm just pointing out the positive, negatives, and all of these guys and what I've seen with my eyes so far. Next up, Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor is really interesting. 5'8", 181, 28 years old, out of Louisiana Tech. He's a guy that's been in the league for a few years, kind of been all over the place, special teams, receiver, yada, yada. 6 receptions, 106 yards. That's going to be 17.5 yards per reception, which is the most out of the group. His longest being 36 yards and no touchdowns. So still impressive numbers and very similar from Lattiser and Pryor, the 2 rookies. I think if the Bengals are going to go for, a little bit of a veteran presence, we're going to see Trent Taylor out there. And, he has that slot body, the 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", the Julian Edelman, that body type of player. This is one of those guys. He's kind of, one of those joker cards you throw on the field and no one really is going to have his number. This is going to be one of those guys that you're going to be able to throw in there, and he's going to be able to make that play down the field that no one was expecting, or that screen play that leads to 30 yards down the field. I think Trent Taylor, his appeal is really interesting, and I think it might catch a lot of teams off guard. They're not going to be studying Trent Taylor. They already got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase to think about. I don't think their eyes are going to be on Trent Taylor. And most likely the biggest sleeper out of the group, Trent Irwin. He is 6'2", 200 pounds, so the biggest of the group. And, you know, he's pretty big on the special teams as well for the Bengals. So he probably will make the roster just in the special teams aspects because Lattiser and Pryor, we haven't seen them on special teams. So I think he's probably going to make the roster no matter what. But it's going to be interesting to be able to throw him out there and have some mismatches against the corner because you got to think the corner 1, 2, 3, and 4 are already going to be taken up. And, you know, they might have a safety on him, a sub linebacker, whatever the situation may be, you know, considering this is going to be a 5-wide offense for majority of the time. You know, you can throw him out there and make some plays over some shorter receivers. I think the appeal is interesting, but I think the shot is long.
A long shot, if you will.
My biggest kind of confusion in this preseason / receiver group is Mike Thomas. We've seen a lot of Mike Thomas in, you know, last year and the year prior, I believe, where he's kind of just been that receiver 4 / 5 guy. He's came in and he's been really great in short yardage situations. Have him a 2-yard drag route, a 2-yard curl route. And he picks up the 3rd and short, the 4th and short. Not too much playing time and not, you know, he's not on the field that much, but he's on the field enough to make some pretty big plays throughout the season. But we haven't seen anything of him in preseason. I haven't heard much reports out of training camp, so I'm not sure this Mike Thomas situation, but it's looking like as if these guys have kind of taken over and he's fallen a little bit behind on the depth chart, which means will he make the roster? I'm not too sure at this point. If more reports come out after this video, we can talk then. But this is kind of my big question mark because we see Pryor and Lattiser, they're going to be on the rookie contracts. They're most likely going to make the roster, right? So the Mike Thomas situation, he's the oldest of the group. Will he make the roster? I think if any of these guys gets cut, it's probably going to be him. And yes, we're going to have one more guy in this conversation, and that's going to be Stanley Morgan. And I know this is ridiculous, and that's why I'm making this video. There's so many options here for the Bengals, which is great because we're going to be running 5 wide majority of the time, or at least 4 receivers, and, you know, have a tight end in there. Whatever, you get the point. Stanley Morgan, yeah, 6 foot, 205 pounds. I just think his route running is phenomenal and probably the most veteran of the group. I'm rooting for this kid. I don't know why. I don't have anything for him or against the other guys, but I've just seen some of the routes he's ran in preseason, and it's very impressive. Haven't heard much of his name in, you know, training camp or any of the other preseason games, and the stats aren't, you know, out there. You know, they aren't fantastic, but he's another guy that I think could make this roster and fight for this receiver 4 or 5 spot. Week 1 at Paycor Stadium against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who's the receiver 4 if Drew Collins was the GM of the Cincinnati Bengals?
Okay.
It's going to be Kendrick Pryor, in my opinion. Yes, the rookie out of Wisconsin. I just think out of this group of guys, I think he has the best overall talent and all the aspects of what makes a good receiver. You know, I think he has probably the best upside or one of the best upsides. Good route running, good speed. He can get up and make plays. And if I had to pick a runner-up as of right now, I'm probably going to go with Trent Taylor. I mean, he's just a guy you can throw in there who's 17.7 yards per reception. You got to think the receiver 4 is not going to be getting the most volume. He's going to be getting the 4th most volume on the receiving corps, probably 5th or 6th with tight ends in there as well. So you got to have guys that are going to come in there and make a big play every now and then. You know, Jamar Chase is getting locked up. Send a guy deep on the outside. Have Jamar Chase do the curl. Send this guy on the outside. Trent Taylor, 17.7 yards of reception. That's sneaky, man. That's sneaky good. I think him and Kendrick Pryor, and, you know, Lattiser as well. He looks like he has some wheels. It's a tough group, but if I had to choose right now, Kendrick Pryor is my guy. And with that being said, who do you guys pick? Let me know in the comment section below. Share this with your friends, family, and all of Who Dey Nation. Follow me on these socials. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos, you know, let me know how you like the videos versus the stream. This is new to DC TV, but we're gonna, you know, keep pushing on. So if you enjoyed, hit that like button, join the DC family. And with that being said, stay you, stay true. Who Dey, baby.